Jessie B Scrapbooking back with another process video, and this one is for a celebration hop. Rebecca Moore has hit 1,500 subbies. Yay, Rebecca! She is a really amazing, talented scrapbook artist, and if you never have seen her, you need to go and check her out. She's the first one listed in the description box below, and then check everybody else out that is playing along to celebrate this amazing milestone in her YouTube career. So today I'm going to scrapbook this video here, or not video, this layout here of hers. It is an amazing layout. I just love it. It is so beautiful. I actually had started scrapbooking one of her other ones, which you'll probably see later, but then I seen this one that she did recently, and I just fell in love with it and had to scrap lift it. So I am using some Tim Holtz flowers and butterfly die cuts, and I'm going to use some stamps, and here's the ink I'm using, and then I'm going to be scrapbooking these two pictures. I'm not sure how I'm going to cut them. I do want them in hexagons, but of one of the bow shoots I went to this last summer. So let's get going. Okay, and the other thing I forgot to mention is that I'm just going to stamp onto this piece of white paper here, and I forgot to turn my camera back on, so you missed like the first part of the stamping, and so I'm just going to show you the process of what I did again on this other half, and then I'll just have this whole piece of paper turned into a homemade pattern paper, and I really liked the way that it turned out. And then the other piece of paper I'm going to be using is a piece of wood grain that is white that I picked up at Staples in a wood grain cardstock pack, and I love these wood grains, so that is going to be the other paper I'm going to use. So I just chose the green, the yellow, and the red. That's not really a red, it's more of a pink inks, and I'm just picking the different stamps. I gave each stamp a color, and I'm not changing the colors, but there is like two stamps that are real similar to each other in the stamp set. Each one goes like tilts to the right and one tilts to the left kind of thing, but otherwise they're the same stamp. So each of those get a different color, except for this big one here, this red one. I ended up doing them both in that reddish pink color, but it's okay. It still works out really good. I really like the way that it turned out, and I think it's really pretty. So I am just going to cut it at the diagonal, just like she has in her layout, and mine is only an 8.5 by 11, but it comes similar to what the look ends up being, the same as hers. And then I am going to punch out a couple hexagons. I don't have any hexagon dies. I would love some. Those are amazing. So I'm just going to punch out. I have, this is my big die, and then I have a small one that I'll use too. But to cut the picture into hexagon, I'm going to have to figure out how to draw a hexagon. So what I do is I make this triangle, which is a perfect 2-inch triangle on all three sides. And then, as you can see here, I'm just drawing around, placing it down, and then draw around two sides, place it, and then draw. And that gives you a perfect 4-inch hexagon from the widest point to the widest point. and I like the way that that turns out. So I am actually going to keep this hexagon and just have it in my stencils so I can remember that I have a 4-inch hexagon. And I'm going to use the negative part here to check and see how I like the fit. I liked it, and I just used the negative to draw on the back of the picture and cut out my hexagon shape. I ended up going with just the one photo. I wanted to use both photos, but I couldn't figure out how to get the other one to work. It was too big, and yeah, so I will do something else with it later. So there you go. I saved out my little hexagon, wrote on it what size it is, and now I'm going to finish putting my colors of hexagons onto my page. So I did that yellow, which is a really good match for the stamp I used, and then this green paper here, and then this beautiful pinky wood grain polka dot paper that was just a scrap, and it matched the color of the ink perfect. So now I want to put a border around my hexagon picture, and just like Rebecca did, and pop it up on some foam, and it's turned a different angle. Like usually, like she has in her picture, she has the flat on the top and bottom, but if I had done that, I would have cut off too much of myself and my bow. So I changed it to the point on the top and bottom, and so it gives it just that little bit different orientation, but I really like it. So now I picked out some of the Tim Holtz die cuts, trying to decide which ones I want to use. I ended up not using all the ones I picked out, but that's okay. And I get my piece of paper here down to my wood grain, and I like that. Now I'm going to put these hexagons down where I think they need to go in the picture, and stop playing around with it and just commit. So that's what I do, and I think these colors work really good with the flowers that I picked. That's kind of what I did. I just picked out the flowers, and then I looked at the paint or the stamps, ink. Sorry, I looked at the ink and just kind of picked out colors that I thought went with the flowers. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop up one end of the flowers that poke out of the behind the picture, and then I'll adhere the bottom that's underneath the picture, I'll adhere it flat down so that it looks like they are kind of bursting out from behind it. And I really like the way that this turns out. It's really pretty, and the ATG holds it just perfect down at the bottom, and then that foam, it's just some fun foam. No, it's not. It is foam tape from the Dollar Tree. And so I'm just putting them down and popping the top up, and it looks so pretty. Okay, so make sure you go and check everybody else out that is celebrating Rebecca's hop. This is not just her 1500 subby hop, it's also her birthday today. So make sure you go over and tell her happy birthday. And yeah, it's just so much fun to be able to celebrate with her. And I'm popping up my butterflies on some foam. I didn't keep all that in, but yeah, I just popped up their wings and glued their body straight down. One of the things I absolutely loved that she did with her layout was that she just like dumped her sequins all over it and then just glued them down. And so I really wanted to try that. So I went through all my sequins and I stuck them in this little dish. I put green, red, gold, and black. Yeah. And that's what I'm just doing what she did. I just dumped them on here, and then I will spread them out, and here's where I'm kind of moving them around to where I kind of like them. And then I will take and I will adhere all of those down with just some liquid adhesive, and I'm using my little diamond picker from diamond painting to pick up the sequins. It has a little rubber on, or wax end, and it picks up the sequins really well. And so I don't make you watch that because it took forever, but I really, really like the way that it turned out. It's so pretty. Now, Rebecca uses a lot of splatters in her layouts, and I don't use as much splatters, but I figured I better try it. She usually uses white on, I think that's what she used in this layout that I am scrap lifting, but I decided to go with the black, and my white does not stand out very well. I don't have a really good bright white. So I used the black splatters and I put them all the way around, and I like how that turned out. It just kind of gives it all that same cohesive look. And now I'm going to bring in my title, and my title is really simple. I'm using these felt stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to write 10X because this was my very first ever 10X I got at a bow shoot, and so I wanted to make sure I documented it. So here are the close-ups. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And make sure you go and check out everybody else that is celebrating with Rebecca. And tell her happy birthday and congratulations. Thanks for watching. Bye.